Julia here. So today I have got some very exciting news. That's very with a capital V, by the way, and exciting with a capital E. News with a lowercase n, that's fine. But I have got some very exciting news about my life, which is that the other day I watched a TV show about penguins. Now, I'll tell you for why this is so exciting. I have learnt some pretty good penguin facts. Did you know there was a certain kind of penguin that they thought there was hardly any of them left? They thought that they were nearly extinct until they found out that there was a massive herd, flock, I don't know what you'd call it, but there was a massive herd of penguins in the Arctic. And the reason they found them was because there were so many of them that they left behind some poo in the Arctic that was such a big area that you could see it from space. They had like a satellite image and they could see all of this poop that this massive herd of penguins had left behind. And that's how they discovered that they weren't endangered, that there was loads of them. So that's lovely. It turns out, by the way, that like this herd of penguins, like there might be like about 1 million penguins just in one herd. And once they've made like an area, a massive area of poop, what they will do is they'll all just get up and move 200 meters to the left and live there instead, which I think is a lovely way to live. So that's fact number one. My second reason for bringing up this show about penguins is because I learnt about a penguin called the Humboldt penguin. Now I'll show you a picture of the Humboldt penguin. I think it's very exciting. So this is an adult Humboldt penguin. And look how pleased he is to see us with his wings up like this. He is lovely. Look at that little spotty tummy. What a delight. So that's an adult Humboldt penguin. And here we have a baby Humboldt penguin too. Look at those eyes. Look at that face full of mischief. I love him. So now you have met the Humboldt penguin. There are two important facts that you need to know about the baby Humboldt penguin. Number one is that the baby Humboldt penguin's favourite food in the world is a fish called an anchovy. They love anchovies, little fish. They think they're delightful. They think that they're the best food in the entire world. They think they're very tasty, and they're full of oils and vitamins that help the baby Humboldt penguin grow. So that's good too. They're very nice anchovies actually. You can get them on pizza. I don't think penguins have them on pizza though. I think they just have them. Or who am I to say? Anyway, I'm getting distracted. The second important fact you need to know about the baby Humboldt penguin is that their parents will do anything to get them their favourite food, the best food in the world, anchovies. So, the scientists at one point noticed that when the Humboldt baby penguins were very little, what would happen is that the dad penguins would stay on the beach to look after them, while the mum penguin would go to the sea and go fishing. But they noticed that the mum penguin would spend ages and ages at sea. And they thought, why are the mum penguins taking so long? Don't they just go in and just get fish as quick as they can and then come back to come and feed their little baby Humboldt penguins? And so they decided to find out more by doing an experiment. So what they did was they got a camera, a video camera, and they got a mum Humboldt penguin, and they put the camera on the back of the mum and then sent her off fishing. It was brilliant because as far as I could see, they just taped it on. And they said, oh yes, that's securely attached. But as far as I could tell, it was just a bit of masking tape and a penguin, and they'd put her out to sea. But it seemed to work. The penguin was happy enough and the camera didn't fall off. And so off they went and they filmed this amazing fishing trip from the eye of a penguin. In fact, you could just see the little penguin's head bobbling about in front of the camera, and then you could see the sea. And it was brilliant. I loved it. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't find the video to be able to show you in assembly. So what I've done is the next best thing, and instead of showing you the penguin video, I have recreated it. I have made my own retelling of it with my very willing and very talented actress, Poppy the dog. So she has stepped in to be Mum Penguin, and we have recreated the fishing scene. And you can see, what does she do when she goes fishing? Will any old fish do? Why does she take so long? We shall find out. One more thing, me and Poppy the dog had a little chat about whether or not she would be happy to wear a camera. I say chat, words were not really used, but we did decide that Poppy was not happy to wear a camera, and that would not be happening. So she's not actually got the camera strapped to her head. But other than that, this is pretty much what happened in the documentary. Kind of.
Hello, my name's Poppy, and I'll be going fishing today for my baby penguin. Off I go. Poppy, do you want a green fish? Would that do? Ugh, how disgusting. No, I will not have it. Wonder what else there is. Poppy, do you want a prawn? A lovely big prawn. Ugh, I'd rather lick my own feet. Looks disgusting. Poppy, there's a rare catfish. Would you like to have a catfish? Would that do? Oh, actually, no, I won't let you have that one. Never mind. What else is there? Let's have a swim over here. Poppy, would you like some fish fingers? Do you fancy them? Ugh, the very idea makes me sick. No. Ugh, well, there must be something that you will like. What's this? Poppy, would you like some anchovies for your baby penguin? Oh, yes. Yes, I think that'll do nicely. Thank you. Thank you kindly to you.
So a big thank you to the actress, Poppy the dog, in our very professional documentary about penguins. So that happens in real life. I thought that was really cool, that the reason that the mum penguin takes so long diving for food is that she won't give up until she's found the perfect fish for her little baby penguin. She won't stop until she's found the delicious best food in the world, anchovies. And she won't give up because she knows what she's doing is really, really worth it. So how great is that? Now it reminded me of something that Jesus said in the Bible. Now Jesus said that the kingdom of heaven is like a precious pearl. So one day in the evening, as the sun was setting, there was a merchant man walking down the road. And something in a shop window caught his eye, and he turned to look, and glinting and gleaming in front of him was the most beautiful pearl he had ever seen. It was white and round and had a twinkle to it, and he loved it. He could not take his eyes off it. It's the best thing he'd ever seen in his life. And so he went into the shop and he asked the shopkeeper, how much is that beautiful pearl in the window? And the shopkeeper told him, and it was a lot. It was very expensive. But the merchant man loved the pearl. He thought it was beautiful. And so he went out the shop and he was determined. He went back to his house and he started to put things for sale. So he sold his house, he sold his garden, he sold all of his land, he sold all of his possessions, all the things he owned, he sold all of his clothes, and he just sold every single thing that he had because he wanted to raise the money to be able to buy the beautiful pearl that he loved. And eventually, once he'd managed to sell everything, he went back to the shop and he spoke to the shopkeeper and he says, is this enough to buy that beautiful pearl in the window? Now it's nearly enough, very nearly. And the shopkeeper says, you just need a little bit more. So the merchant man thought for a moment, and then he sold the shopkeeper his beautiful feathered hat. And and then he had enough to buy the beautiful pearl in the window. Now everyone else in the town was surprised. They were astounded. What's he doing, selling everything that he owns? But as the man came out of the shop holding his precious, beautiful pearl, he was the happiest man in the world. And he had the biggest smile that any of them had ever seen, because he had done it. He had got his beautiful pearl, and he knew that it was really, really worth it. Now I wonder, why did Jesus say that heaven is like the pearl? Maybe he could have been saying that heaven is really, really precious. Another thing that the Bible talks about to do with heaven is that Christians believe that God asks us to help make the world that we live in more like heaven. So if heaven is a place where people are happy and people are kind to each other, then we can help to make the world a lot more like heaven by being kind to each other, looking after each other, doing everything we can to make sure that people are cared for and know that they're loved. Now, it's not always easy to do. It can be really hard to be kind to people, especially if they've just annoyed you. It can be really hard not to be selfish sometimes. It's really hard what we're having to do at the moment, not being able to see friends and family when we might really, really want to. The fact that we're having to do that to make sure that everyone is safe. So it can be really, really hard to look after people and to be kind to people. But just like the man with the precious pearl, he knew that it was really, really worth it. And it can help if we're finding things hard. It can help to remember that what we're doing is really, really worth it. And if you know that, then it can help you overcome the difficulties that you face on the way. And it's up to you to decide what you think. But maybe helping God make the world more like heaven could be something that is really, really worth it. Okay, I'm going to finish off with a prayer. And if you like what I've said and you agree with it, then you can say Amen at the end to make it your prayer. So, dear God, thank you that you want to make the world a good place where people are kind to each other and everyone knows that they're loved. And please help us to help you to do that. Amen. Okay. I hope that you can have a moment today which is as beautiful as a baby penguin eating an anchovy. Take care, and I'll see you next time.